Hi, my name is Ash Walker, and today I'm trying out YouTube. Exciting, nervous, exciting. I'm sure no one will see this, but if you like longer form tutorials, this may be for you. Today I want to recreate Miss Bella Hadid's makeup for the 2025 Cannes Film Festival. Let's dive in. So her look is very, very bronze. There's not a lot of color to her look whatsoever, just a very sun-kissed golden bronze face. So we're gonna stick with that, and I'm gonna remove what's going on here. All right, makeup's removed. First things first, skin prep is so important. I'm going in with the Weleda Skin Food. It looks like Miss Bella Hadid also loves this product. I love this product. When I was modeling full-time and I was on set, the thing that the makeup artists all collectively had was a very thick, beautiful cream, and that's what this is gonna be. You pretty much can hide dry skin, a lot of things with a very, very thick, hydrating cream. If you're oily, in certain areas, you wouldn't maybe want to apply as much of this in that area, if at all, because you're already going to get pretty oily there. I tend to run on the drier side, so I'm going to take it everywhere. I'm going to go in with the Merit foundation stick in shade Bone on the back of my hand, rather than applying it straight on my face. This is going to allow me to control the coverage. And then I have the Hourglass concealer brush. I'm just going to start stippling that on like so. Nobody knows your face like you know your face. There's obviously techniques to help you lift the face, but otherwise you should just put your concealer on how you know your face, how you know best. Put it on what works best for you. For my concealer, I tend to work like in the T-zone, and I probably could have put this on last. Probably would have been better. I'm still trying to get in the hang of putting on my concealer last. That way you don't apply too much. And then I just like to highlight my jawbone a little more by taking it down here, like so. And then I'm not gonna really worry about my blemishes until later, because the other stuff I put on is just going to take my concealer right off. So why would I even try right now? I'm just not even going to try. Perfect. Boom. I'm just gonna do a little contouring. I have the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in shade Endless Cacao. I think that I could go warmer instead of using something so cool. I just think that I'm so fair still that this bronzy look is going to be for sort of the more fairer community members. If you are more medium toned or darker, go right ahead and use whatever contour will work best for you, bronziness you want, and just in the same areas. So I'm just gonna take, actually I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take this brush. I'm just going to lightly, it's so light, just looks like a shadow on my skin tone. See there? It's gonna help hollow this out a little bit, and then again, do what works best for you in your face shape. You have figured out what works best for you, and you should totally follow your instincts and do that. For the bronzer today, she does have a glow, but she is very matte. So I want to keep that matteness. I'm gonna just go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer in shade Fair. I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm just gonna go into there like this, but then buff it out on the back of my hand. This is going to give me control over how much product I have on my face. And we're just gonna start working this in, and we're not gonna put it here. We're not gonna put it here. That's gonna give that lifted effect that you want. And we're gonna put it on the temples, and we're just gonna start working our coverage up to how bronze we want. I'm gonna go down on the neck, like so. Don't forget to go around the back, up by the ears, on the ears. That way if your hair goes back or you put your hair up, your bronze will go around the back side of your neck and you won't look super tan here and then super pale there. Also make sure you get this into your hairline, not like on your hair, but into your hairline so you're not super pale there in your temples, you know? I'm gonna get a little on the nose, see that? Then we're gonna go back in with our concealer brush and we're just going to take that around where we went to help blend out any of those rough edges that we may still have. Just gonna be super light, super light. Now, to make this look the most natural, we're going to use the same bronzer shade on the eyes so that the whole face looks cohesive. Just gonna go in to that same, and I'm going to stipple that on the back of my hand so I can control how much. I'm just gonna smoke this out. She essentially just has a very warm, smoky eye, and it sort of tapers out onto the temple. Just gonna build. Keep building that. She does have a little bit of a smokiness under the eye, but not really. It's so close to the lash line. So I'm just gonna go in with the bronzer and I'm going to take this little angle brush. This is a Dior 24. And I'm just gonna keep this right on the lash line. Like so. And for a little bit of cohesiveness, I'm also going to take this and use that for my lips to create that shadow. Perfect. Next, I'm going to go in with the Ilia Warm Nude Necessary Eyeshadow Palette. This shade right here. And I'm just going to stipple it on the back of my hand. This is a warmer shade. She definitely has like kind of orangey, almost coppery, warmer shade up on the top of where she's smoked out the eye, like so. And she takes it right out. Once again, giving that sort of feline effect. We're just gonna build that little inner corner and in the crease. Always taking it out. Next, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in shade Limitless Brown, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Then I'm going to take this brush here. I'm just going to work that into working that this corner here to here, pulling it out. Now I'm going to take this right in here, this to smoke it out. I'm in my new setup, my new apartment for the summer, and I don't really have like, it's so funny, I'm like trying to find the perfect shades of brown that she used. And I just feel like I don't have the exact right shades, but this is gonna look, you know, good enough. We're bronzed or whatever. This is actually the only black powder that I have. And this is the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed eyeshadow palettes in Blue Hour. And we're just gonna take this, which isn't like the deepest, so we'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work, then I'm just going to use a liner, but we're just gonna tight line. It's really close to the lashes. We don't want to have a thick liner. And when we do our under eye, she just has it on her waterline. So I'm just gonna keep this super tight on my lashes. And I might even go in with a pencil if I have one. Ooh, that eye is so sexy. Now when you go to do your winged liner, she just has a little bit of a lift. It's not really a full-on wing. Make sure that you're doing your wing for whatever suits your eye shape best. You might not take yours up like she does. You might angle yours straight out, maybe even down. You know, you have to do what works best for your eye shape, okay? All right, I have the Sephora Collections Ultimate Gel Eyeliner in shade Black Matte. It's definitely a matte black that she has on her eye. I'm just gonna go in and really get this really black. So buttery, this eyeliner. Waterline, upper waterline. See there. Tip, if you have a hard time doing your waterline, instead of doing it like this where the product is just barely out and going like this, try sticking the product out a little bit and ever so lightly just take the bottom side of your eyeliner and drag that across. And it might be so much better for you. Just give it a try.
Perfect. Bring this out a little bit.
See the difference? It's just a little bit more bold, but the lighter black underneath gives it a little bit of that depth that I think takes your makeup from like this level to this level. Now I'm just gonna go in with some black mascara because the mascara that I have on already is brown. And I don't want to get my lashes too crazy. She doesn't look like she has, she doesn't have super bold lashes, so we're just gonna keep it really chill. But make sure that we do the bottom lashes. She's got some pretty bold bottom lashes. If you find it hard to do your bottom lashes, try using the wand this way. Oh, don't worry, I'll show you how to fix it. Bottom lashes are hard. Instead of this way. All right, you're gonna let that dry. Don't touch it. Let it dry, okay? When you're putting on mascara for this look though, because it's so deep and dark and intense black that we've put on our waterline and on our eyeliner, you wanna make sure that you're getting this mascara into the roots of your lashes so there's no gaps from our mascara to our liner. And so the only way you can do that is just making sure that you sort of wiggle and press down on your lash line, okay? Do I recommend putting mascara over the mascara you have on? Not necessarily. Do I do it all the time? Yes. Okay, now that this is dry, you're gonna take a spoolie. Don't look at my spoolie. It's dirty. Don't come for me. I know your spoolie is dirty too. I know it's dirty too. Okay. You're gonna take this and you're going to remove this only after it's dry, okay? Only after it's dry. And it should just crust and come right off. The spoolie will catch it. See there? Like it never happened, okay? Only after it's dry though. It and it's gone. Perfect. Now I'm gonna take my concealer brush, whatever I have left in there, if I have any left on the back of my hand, I'm just gonna work this in, and I'm just gonna start going around and sort of cleaning up anything that doesn't look like it should be there. I tend to leave this inside of my eye a little too harsh, or my bronzer is a little bit not blended out, and I'm just gonna go around and just sort of take this and, you know, help it out. Help it out. And then with the same concealer, I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. As you can see here, I'm going to put my brush in on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna clean up around this liner a little bit. Fallout, or it wasn't as precise as I wanted to be in some areas. I'll go back in with this. She definitely doesn't have a lot of smokiness under the eye, so we're gonna keep that pretty crisp under here. I literally feel insane. Like, this is stunning. All right, we need to add some glow. She definitely has like a highlighter, very specific in just this area and sort of on her brow. And the only thing I could think that would be better for this job is KJH, the light gold shade of their Hyper Shine. Like, incredible highlighter. Do you see this? I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand. Sheer it. Oh, it's so pretty. And we're gonna put it, yes. Yep. Just a little bit here is all she really has, just to catch the light. And then, ooh, it's so nice. And then she has some here. Sort of comes down, but mostly everything else is matte. For me, I don't think brows really are the moment of this look, so I just want to keep my brows super, super simple. I just want to sort of fill them in, shape them, and let the eye be the star of the show. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to put a little brow gel after I've already put on my makeup, and so wish me luck that there's no little white crusties. The lip is so nude, so I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever's Artist Color Pencil in shade Endless Cacao, the OG. And I just wanna keep this nude. This is purely just to add some depth to the lip. Your lip is not all one color, so you need to create depth to it, basically. So we're gonna add this like so around the outsides to create that depth. But we want to keep it light. Two products here I think it could be close to. This might be too peachy, so I'm gonna try this, Makeup by Mario. This is his Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Color in shade Soft Nude. This is it here. This might be, I think if we just, yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. And we're just gonna stipple that. Working it up onto that liner that we did kind of. She doesn't have a lot of gloss, it's so subtle. So we're just gonna keep working that in until it's not super glossy, it's just a sheen. Now, the only thing left is to powder, and I'm torn between the Makeup by Mario. This is his Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder in shade 2, or the Bare Minerals Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation, which I think is kind of great because it gives you that extra coverage, but I also have never tried it over what I have on already, so I might stick with the Mario because I know this is a favorite. This works great. So I'm just working some into a brush, and I'm just going to start taking out the shine. She is very matte. So we're just gonna keep working this in. And I love that this powder is talc free. Amen. Hallelujah. My little end of my brush, my Merit concealer, and now I'm just gonna go in and cover so lightly, you're just barely gonna touch it. Ideally I have a darker color than this, but this is what I have right now. We're just gonna work that until you can't see it anymore. I actually think that this may be a closer fit, or it needs a little bit more of this warmth. So this is Giorgio Armani. This is their Lip Mastro in shade 100. Just gonna put a little bit of this and do the same thing. I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder and we're gonna just cut this to give that. Same with right here. Wipe it away.